What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Supreme Tech. Today I'm going to show you the Canon T6 and we're going to go over it, we're going to break it down, and this video is more for people that are looking to buy this. Maybe they're going to get just the camera, maybe they're going to get the camera and another lens, maybe they're going to get this whole pack here that's got the case, two lenses, the camera, the body, and some other stuff, battery in there and stuff. So maybe you're gonna get one of those and you want to decide if you want to spend the money on it or not. So if you're in the market for a Canon Rebel T6, make sure to stick around to the end of the video so you know exactly what you're about to buy and see if it works out for you. But before we get into it, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on them post notifications, and smash that like button. It really helps us out. Now let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to go over with this camera, I'm just going to go through some of the specs, like the megapixels, the sensor, the ISO, and some other stuff. So we're going to go through that, and then after we go through that, I'm going to put up some pictures of comparison between this and the camera that I'm shooting on right now, which is going to be the Canon M50. And also be looking out for another review coming on the Canon M50. I'm going to be making that pretty soon, so check that out. I guarantee that the Canon M50 is probably going to be what most of you guys are looking for, especially if you're looking for like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So with that said, let's get right into this Canon Rebel T6. Now, I got this one with this package. It's called the Canon EOS Rebel T6 Premium Kit, and in this kit, as you can see here, it comes with the case, it comes with your 18 to 55 lens. This is also called the kit lens for this camera, and then you got this 75 to 300 zoom lens. This is okay. I mean, you get all the way up to 300, but it's not bad, especially for the price. The price is about $550 to $650 depending on where you get it. That's for the kit. That's for the premium kit with the lens. You get a battery charger too. So like I said, $550 to $650 depending on where you're at, but that's about the average price. I'll put up a couple more prices up here now for like the body only and some other stuff. Maybe there's some deals on Amazon I'll check into after this. Okay, now for the Rebel T6, this is going to have 18 megapixels. Okay, it's not that much. Like the M50, I think, has, what, 24 or something like that. This has 18, but honestly, with the pictures that I've took with this camera, as long as it's not in low light, you're going to be fine. It's got some great picture quality. So you got the 18 megapixels. You also got a CMOS APS-C sensor. That's like standard for a lot of DSLRs, but that's what it is. It's called the CMOS APS-C sensor, right? Now the processor is kind of out of date, especially it's a Digic 4 processor, so it's not that great. When you're taking pictures, it's going to take a little while longer to process them. Like the Canon M50 has got a Digic 8 processor, so I keep using M50 for comparison. But that's because I own both of the two cameras, and the M50 is also kind of around this price range, and they're surprisingly close, like I said, in price. But the Canon M50 has a lot different things that this camera does not. So if you got about 600 bucks and you're looking for either a camera with two lenses, that's going to be your big choice. Camera with two lenses and a case and stuff like that. You're going to get some extra stuff with this premium kit, or you can go ahead and spend like $650 and get the Canon M50 with the kit lens that goes with it, and it's going to be amazing if you're trying to do video or pictures, right? This one here, the T6, doesn't really do video good at all. It does not have autofocus, and in comparison, the M50 has, I think, 143 autofocus points, and it's got continuous autofocus. It's great. It works awesome. Watch any reviews out there, but this one, like I said, it doesn't have no autofocus. So if you're looking for a camera, buying a camera for video more than pictures, I wouldn't recommend getting this one here. I'd recommend, like I said, the M50. Now moving on to ISO, the T6 has got 100 to 6400 ISO, or you can be expandable up to 12,800. And honestly, that's pretty low. It's really not that good in low light. This one you're gonna really want to be shooting in the daytime. Like I said, low light is not gonna work good for this camera here. So just know that going in. Now, one good thing about this is they got the built-in Wi-Fi and NFC, but most modern cameras already have that anyway. Now, this camera does have autofocus. It has 9 points of autofocus, but it doesn't work when you're shooting video. It's only when you're taking pictures. So, I mean, you do got some autofocus. I know I had said that you don't have any, but you do, but it's not for video. And that's mostly what people want the autofocus for, is going to be for the video. Now, the T6 also has an optical viewfinder, and on the back here, it's going to have a 3-inch LCD screen. It doesn't flip out or anything. It's just an LCD. It has 920,000 dots, okay, for your monitor. And that's okay. It's not bad, but it's not the best. Okay, moving on. Now, continuous shooting, you're going to get 3 FPS for continuous shooting, okay? Let's go ahead and turn this on, and I'm going to go into the menu and show you guys a couple things in here. I'm not sure if it's going to show up too good on the screen for me just turning the camera, but we'll see how it works. Otherwise, I'll probably put some pictures of this up on the screen while I'm going through it. Now, one thing I like about this is the image quality. You do have the option for RAW and JPEG large, so that's what I usually shoot on. If I'm taking pictures, it's going to definitely be RAW and JPEG large. Now, if you don't know what that looks like, I'm going to put a picture of it up there now. But that's the one I like to select for my image quality. You can also shoot just RAW, and they got some other ones here you can mess with. Metering modes, this one has 3. It only has evaluative, partial, and center weighted average. Now, it doesn't have no spot metering, but as you can see, it's got these 3 here. With these, honestly, I'd mostly be using evaluative. I might use partial sometimes if I'm gonna want something a little more isolated, but that's that. The color space is sRGB. Picture style, it's got some programmed in here. You can also download like CineStyle or whatever you want. Autofocus methods, you're gonna have flex zone AF, live mode, or quick mode. I just use it in flex zone AF, right? You can turn on your grid display, aspect ratio, and let's see here. Now on the top here on your turn dial, you're gonna have a couple different settings. Let's go over them real quick. You're gonna have manual mode, aperture priority, shutter priority, auto setting the shutter speed and aperture, okay? Then you got fully auto, it's called Scene Intelligent Auto. Then after that, you got flash off, creative auto, you got portrait, landscape, close up, sports, food, night portrait, and at the end you got your recording, which I really don't like, because if you want to switch from pictures to video, you got to turn the dial all the way to the end, because it doesn't go all the way around in a complete circle. So if you want picture, you're gonna have to turn all the way to the other side. Same with video, you're gonna have to switch it up. Other than that, just off the top of my head, this does have a shoe where you can add things like a microphone, a light, other things, attachments to it up here. I do like that, but the bad thing about that is, let's get our flash out. If we click our flash button here, this is gonna pop up, and as you can see, we can't use the shoe unless the flash is down. So you can't put a microphone on it and use the flash, right? And when you do that, it just pops up. And you can't pull it up with your hands. You have to click the button to pop up the flash. It does have 2 turn dials, or it does have 1 turn dial here. You can mess with your shutter and aperture and everything. You also got the button, the shutter button up at the top. You got the simple on and off switch. You got your display button, menu and play button at the bottom. ISO, set, autofocus, white balance. And you can mess with these in the menu. You can turn these into custom buttons. Some of them let you change certain buttons to map them out how you want. So you can mess with that if you're interested in doing that. The battery and the SD card both go in the slot on the bottom here. Okay. You just open it up. And you got your battery and your SD card. Now let me shut this off for a second. If we're gonna look at the battery, this is gonna be a LP E10. It's a little bit bigger than the M50 battery. Let's see if I can grab an M50 battery. Okay, right here. This is the M50 battery. This is the T6 battery. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit fatter and wider too. So overall it's bigger. It lasts longer than the M50. That's important. But I got a ton of batteries anyway, so I don't worry about that usually. Just slides right in like most cameras. You're good to go. Overall, I like this camera. I do. I like it for taking pictures. Video is almost impossible. I'd rather use the iPhone for video, honestly. But it is possible, but you really don't want to use it on the video. As far as long-range pictures, I've used this 75 to 300 lens that came with the premium kit, and it does get pretty crispy images from far away, but definitely not the best of the best. This is probably a $200 lens. They got lenses for $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 that are killing this. If you put one of those lenses on this camera, you would definitely get a lot better pictures, but who's gonna want to invest a $5,000 lens on a $500 camera? It's really not worth it, okay? If you're gonna do that, just go ahead, get a better camera, you know, like a Mark I or something. I think, what did we go over? We went over the buttons a little bit, went over the modes, the lenses, everything like that. So overall, if would I recommend this? No, I wouldn't recommend this. If you're buying it for a deal, if someone's got it for a deal and you can get it for 200, 300 bucks, get it, right? And that's with this lens and the whole kit, right? I wouldn't recommend getting it if it's more than that. You can find them online for a deal, but if you got some money to spend, say you got like 600, 700 bucks, maybe a little less, like 500, and you're gonna want to get a camera for YouTube, videos, pictures also, I wouldn't recommend this. I would definitely recommend the M50, which I'm gonna make another video on that. So like I said, tune back into the channel for that. It's awesome, it's great. I'm recording this video on the M50 right now. I got it for kind of a steal. I got it, I've looked on the internet and I found someone that had, what did they have? The M50 with the kit lens, right? And it had a strap, it had a tripod, a ND filter, 3 batteries, a bag, some other stuff, a microphone, a Rode mic, and probably like 3 or 4 other things, a little aperture light too. It's awesome, but it had all that with it, and I got that for 450 bucks. Now you can't even get the Canon M50 online. Usually just the body, you're gonna get about 500 bucks you're gonna spend. So like 650 with the kit lens, 600 on some deals. I just happened to catch a really good deal. So that's that, guys. I just wanted to break down the Rebel T6 here. If you like the video, smash that like button, turn on them post notifications, and subscribe if you like the channel. Also, be on the lookout for all types of videos coming up. We're gonna have stuff on Photoshop, cameras, all about Canon and Sony cameras, really. We also still got the streaming stuff going on for your Fire Sticks and Roku and all that. So I'm sure there's gonna be something that you like on the channel. Also, comment down below if you have used this camera maybe and you got some tips on it, if you like the camera. Also, if you're an M50 owner, go ahead and shoot a comment down below too. Or if you have any questions about anything I mentioned in the video, I'll be sure to get back to you. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.